Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and Susan is joining me today to discuss a 1985 movie, riding on the waves of the success of another movie of that year, is Michael J. Fox. Um, Straight after Back to the Future, Teen Wolf was released. Um, a box office success, yes, but not as big as say Back to the Future. The story of a teenage student who, for some strange reason, turns into a werewolf. Um, and turns out that it runs in the family every so generation. And it's just a movie about, well, it's coping with the werewolf thing, the lycanthrope thing, and school bullies, really, isn't it? Um,
Yeah.
we are talking Teen Wolf, not Teen Wolf 2, but Teen Wolf. So we'll go over to Susan and her opening thoughts on that movie.
All right. Well, I saw this in the theater when it first came out. I been really impressed by Back to the Future, and so this one was right after that, and it was really it wasn't as good as Back to the Future because there just wasn't as much mystery or sciency to this. I mean, you thought that it would be something that these werewolves would be slightly grotesque, or but they were even more cuter than the Wolfman in the Universal monster movie. And so, I mean, it was hard to really take it seriously as like he wasn't all that dangerous. The only thing that you could see that he actually did was rip that girl's the back of her shirt. Boof, and I just think that um, that's just something that was just interesting. And the other thing that's really interesting is that the 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 lycanthropy is a generational thing. It actually comes from father to son. So I mean, like, that's kind of like the little Red Riding Hood stories, like the ones that are out in where the little Red Riding Hood's grandma turns into a werewolf.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a nice watch,
Yeah,
but it's not as successful as Back to the Future. Back to the Future had everything in it, 100% to enjoy.
freaking
This,
perfect movies almost. Am I
this,
right?
um, I don't know about this. I mean, it was supposed to be a comedy, teen drama comedy. Um, I don't know. There's something missing from it. I mean, the soundtrack wasn't even that good. The only good song in that was the Beach Boys song
Mm-hmm.
when he was, on riding on top of the van. I don't get the werewolf thing because I always understood the laws of lycanthropy and werewolf
Oh,
was
here we
full.
go. Here we go. This is Geeks Assembled, and Lee is just going to geek out and take you into lore right now. That's where it's going to take. All right, go.
Full moon.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's a full moon. That's when the effects of the moon affect the person with lycanthropy. Uh, Did we have any full moons in this movie?
Yeah, there were a couple
But he was a wolf during the day,
already. Yeah.
and he could turn it on and off when he wanted to.
Yeah, that's also true.
I don't know. I didn't get that, and it skipped a generation because his older brother didn't become a wolf.
No, that's he's in the it was generation to generation. His older brother just didn't get like a birthright kind of deal.
And that his older brother, he was so annoying.
Yep.
What was his Styles? Jerry, what an obnoxious character. Uh, but it, but nothing really happened in the movie. All it was a story about him discovering that he was a werewolf and playing for the basketball team.
And try to go to dances.
That was it.
Yep.
There was
And
no,
and getting a keg of beer for a party.
yeah, there was no, there was no big drama. There was no threat. There was no.
He did threaten the guy
The,
at the package store at the liquor store.
yeah, but there was no. Through the full movie, there was, you want a suspense, don't you? Want, oh, it's Teen Wolf. He's turning into a werewolf, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna kill any of his fellow students. He wasn't gonna kill his teachers, which I thought for sure when
Yeah,
I saw it the first time that he was gonna kill his teachers.
but it just did. But instead of that, his father made the headmaster wet his pants.
Oh,
Um,
but he'd already done that too. The trouble with that whole thing is that he'd already told the story about that whole thing.
yeah,
I mean, if that had been a real, oh my gosh, like I'm saying, like
but
they dis. You're right about this. They discharge all the threat
yeah.
before they get to the point where the threat needs to be met.
I don't know. I mean, it's a nice what an hour and a half watch. It's a fun watch, but I don't know. Coming off the success of Back to the Future to watch this,
Yeah,
I don't know what Michael J. Fox was thinking
yeah,
because the werewolf design wasn't that good.
yeah.
You didn't see the change much,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit where he was looking in the mirror.
Then
Um,
his face was getting puffy in places.
yeah, but that was old school. That by 1985, that was old school because that was like Thriller or American Werewolf in London effects.
Yeah, from the 70s, yes,
Yeah,
or early 80s. Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, that's true. The other thing was uh,
How accepting the school was to have a werewolf.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a werewolf now. Yeah, I'm still coming to class. I don't get it.
yeah. I mean, like if okay, and here's where it comes into contact with another one that did the same thing, that discharged all the threat before it got there, was Twilight.
Hmm.
This is like the Twilight of the werewolves, because in that one, Edward Cullen, all the threat posed by Edward Cullen was kind of dissipated before it got there. I just think that's something that you shouldn't do in a movie with a supernatural thing happening.
I mean, to have a movie, as you say, with supernatural happenings, and then near the end of the movie, you have about it felt like, and it possibly was, about 10 minutes of basketball scene.
Yeah,
That that just went. I thought I was just watching a basketball match.
Yeah, and there was no transformation in the middle of it.
Yeah.
There wasn't. He gets knocked to the ground. He comes up and wolfs out and chases one of his girlfriends or a guy off the court or any of the things that he could have done.
I mean, I was watching it, and I'm thinking, when is this basketball thing going to end?
Hmm.
It just went on and on.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad movie.
No, but it ain't what it could have been.
What it could have been. That's it. Yeah, because it's a. It's. I mean,
And it may have been it, and maybe the way that maybe the reason that Twilight was the way it was is because Teen Wolf was this way. Because I just see them lining up like the whole school thing, the whole playing games, like the baseball game, and like the all those things are lining. They just line up.
I mean, at the box office, it made $30 million
And how much did it cost to make?
for.
Oh, 4, 8, 1632. So it was they did make 8 times as much, but
I don't know how. Because, as I said, there's no story there. You get the blonde bombshell student who's going out with the school bully, who she's sort of flirting in front of him.
here's another really weird thing about that whole school bully thing. Why the hell was the school bully playing for a team from a different school? I mean, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, just.
I mean, was that there to add tension to it? Because if they were obviously going to win, then why did they have to play them twice? I don't know.
Was he at the school, or was he just a bully from another school?
I don't know. I think he was, he was walking in the halls with her. So yeah, he was at the school.
Yeah. So why was he in a different team?
Yeah, no shit.
I
Mick.
don't. I never realised that until you just said.
I mean, like they did some things. They made some writing choices that were pretty weird.
Unless it was two teams from the same school.
No, that never happens.
No.
That was just weird. And the coach was the coach was like the coach had a worse attitude than any of the students.
Yeah.
The only one who had a good attitude was, our illustrious werewolf, Scott Howard. I mean, his wolf form actually brought the team together.
But he still didn't see that he was being used by the girl.
Yeah.
And all the attempts by Booth to show affection to him, he sort of shunted.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Mm.
That I mean, it actually turned her into the weird geeky romantic hero, and he became the jock.
True.
I don't know.
And also as well, we know how small Michael J. Fox is.
He's a wee little man.
He's a wee little leprechaun. But playing basketball, because usually basketball players are quite tall.
As a rule, that is the case.
As a rule, yeah. Because
Yeah.
you saw all the other people playing basketball in this movie, and the only short guy in there was Michael J. Fox.
Yep.
Because because you had to have a token fat guy called, what was his name?
Chubb.
Chubby. Yeah,
I mean, they didn't even give him a fucking name.
yeah, and it was all going in about the food he was eating in his locker, which to me, if this was a comedy, where was the humor in that? There was no humor. That was just being like picking on him and bullying. Because it is classed as a comedy, isn't it? A family comedy, coming of age comedy. That's what it's classed as.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox is 2 inches shorter than I am. He's he's 5 foot 4 inches tall.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, as I say, it was a 30 million at the box office. That they decided 2 years after they'd make a sequel.
And at least $6 of that were my ticket.
Well, I never went to the cinema to see this.
No, I know. It's just you didn't have to. Obviously, it is okay to see it on the small screen.
But I mean, I own the thing.
No, I know, but you didn't have to. You didn't have to go to the theater because it does okay on the small screen.
Yeah, but I could have done back in 1985.
I know you could have done.
Because with the success of Back to the Future, you think, oh, Michael J. Fox's new movie.
Yeah, that's what drew me right there.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's go watch this, and then you can sit there and think, why am I sat watching this?
I never thought that, but now that I've watched it again, I'm like,
See, time plays havoc with memories, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
Back then, you think, wow, that's a great movie.
So Michael
down
J.
and
Fox can do no wrong.
Yeah, sit down and rewatch it again, and you think it's not as good as I remember.
What was the one that he did about the haunting? That one was
The Frighteners.
The Frighteners was so much better than this one.
But that was mid-90s, that one.
Okay, well, whatever. He learned how to do a supernatural movie.
Yeah.
At that stage, that is so good.
Yeah, that is a great movie.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
But a very underrated movie.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so Teen Wolf. Anything else you'd like to say about Teen Wolf? I mean, great promotional posters, with the, ripping open the shirt with Teen Wolf with hair sprouting out. So,
yeah.
They knew how to sell movies back then.
Yep.
I don't know about the merch for this movie. It didn't really.
There was there's been another movie made called Teen Wolf, and then there's also a television series called Teen.
The sequel, Teen Wolf 2, is on this disc.
Oh yeah, all right.
I say Michael J. Fox in that one, but his father in the movie comes back in the second one for some reason. I don't know. But the second one was a box office flop, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
we've got nothing else. And just a shout out to Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's charity, the Michael J. Fox Foundation. They're not sponsoring this, but I'm just going to do a shout out because ever since I developed Parkinson's, I've been watching a lot of their stuff. And
what year did he become aware of his Parkinson's?
I don't really know.
It's been quite a few years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been decades.
Yeah. Oh,
Oops.
you. Um,
It's been decades. He had it.
he's learned to live with it and
Yeah,
carry on his career.
yeah,
Uh, a bit being a bit, slowed his career down a little bit, but
yeah,
he still manages to do things. So good on him.
yeah.
He's a fighter.
He was just in the Jeopardy, one of the Jeopardy uh what do they call them? The the Jeopardy subjects, the the where you answer all the questions to do with that one subject. Had him talking about his movies.
Yeah, he's just was it recently released a sort of a movie documentary about
Yeah,
Parkinson. Yeah, what's
called
it called?
Still.
Still, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's all about like the fact that as a Parkinson's patient, you can force your body to be still, but it makes your movement hard, makes it hard to speak or whatever as you're doing that. And then there's also the fact that um, as you're making your body still, um, the pain level goes up. So, it's just better sometimes to just let the medication try and take care of that
he
that
also does.
tremor or those movements.
He also doesn't take the illness too seriously as well. He can send himself up with the Parkinson's, which he has done on Curb Your Enthusiasm and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, if he wouldn't do that if he was quite happy with his life and said, "Look, I've got to see the fun side of this as well."
Right.
But yeah, so I've seen the episodes where he's in Curb Your Enthusiasm with where he's living above or below Larry David. It's quite a funny episode. But
I'll find it.
yeah,
That's really good.
but yeah, great. Good on him for carrying on with his career, um, and promoting, as you say, the Parkinson's, the whole well,
Foundation.
the foundation, the kit caboodles of everything what Parkinson's is. Um,
Yep.
good on him, man. Good on him. Uh, Anything else you'd like to say about Teen Wolf? I know we sort of just dissed his movie there, but
No, we didn't though. Not
no,
really.
it's not one of his best.
It's but we do have to geek
Be
out
honest,
about the lore. I mean, like
yeah.
lycanthropy should be bitten, it should be transmitted through bites, not through generations.
And also full
It
moon
should,
night
yeah,
and not daytime where there's no full moon.
right. And it should be something that makes you a bit monstrous and not
Yeah.
just really, really furry and really, really cute.
Well, that's it. He wasn't really a werewolf, was he?
It was just a really cute furry thing.
He was just a hairy student.
He was like a Wookiee. Yeah. He and his dad were like Wookiees.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean his dad's werewolf um, makeup wasn't that good. He looked like a big Ewok. He didn't he? A great fluffy Ewok.
That's
Uh,
hilarious. Yes, exactly. Precisely. Yes, I quite agree.
I mean, I don't envy Michael J. Fox having to go for all that makeup,
Right?
getting that getting that applied to him all every day.
Yeah.
Right. So shall we go to final score of
Sure.
Teen Wolf? Over
Sure.
to you.
I will give this an 8 out of 10 werewolf fangs. And I will say, yeah, I think I remember that I liked it better in the 80s. Okay,
Everything was better in the 80s.
over to you, Lee.
For me personally, I'm going to give this 7.5 hoops out of 10 because there's things in the don't gel. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy. There wasn't much laugh out loud stuff in this, and there wasn't much of a story. So, but I don't know. People liked it enough to go to the theaters and make it a 30 million box office hit. So,
Hey,
what can you say? But time is cruel sometimes. And when you sit down and watch a movie, what you thought was great 30 odd years ago, and you watch it with older eyes,
Mm,
sometimes it's not that good. This is one of them. And I'll say there's many movies out there what are like that.
uh-huh.
So that is our review of Teen. If you've seen the movie, let us know what you thought of it. Was it good? Was it bad? Just leave us a message. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, even Insta, on my personal Instagram. If you'd like to be in this superb exclusive group called Geeks Assembled, message us, leave a comment below. And just say, I'd like to be. I like to be part of this group and talk about movies and audio dramas and TV stuff. Um, just leave us a
Sure is
message.
fun.
It is fun. We just ask you to be 18 plus. That's all.
Yeah,
So some things we review are 18 rated, so you've got to be that. All you need is you can have a laptop, you can have a PC, you can have a tablet, or even your mobile phone. As long as there's a microphone and a camera, you're good to go. We use Zoom app, and we've had really no problems with Zoom. I know some other people do have problems with it, but we've never had problems.
not
So,
once.
not once, no. So just let us know if you want to be part of the group, and we'll get you on as soon as we can. So that is all the official bump of Geeks Assembled. So, anything else, Susan?
No, rest in peace, Tina Turner. Next week we're going to be doing the story What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah. So
And
yeah, may the Queen of Rock and Roll rock out up there
yeah,
with all the other people who've gone before. So until next time, folks, we'll be seeing you.